What is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today I'm bringing you guys a drift build in Forza 5 of the Hummer H1 Alpha. Now, this is something that obviously was never built to drift, it was never intended to drift, and we're actually not going to swap the engine. We're going to keep the Duramax diesel in here, we're going to upgrade it as much as we can, and see what we can get out of it. It's obviously going to have a ton of torque, but also keep in mind that stock, this weighs over 8,000 pounds. Think about that for a second. Over 8,000 pounds. So, I don't know how much torque we're going to need to make this thing go sideways. And also, the stock tires are huge as well. I'm going to go ahead and do as much weight reduction as I can, but frankly, I don't know how much it's going to actually matter because of how heavy this thing was just to start out with. And the stock torque figure is not bad. I'll show you guys in a second. The torque stock's 520 foot-pounds. It's not bad. The stock torque figure is not bad, but I have my doubts as far as how it will do with something that weighs this much. And actually, I forgot to do the drivetrain conversion. There we go, rear-wheel drive. That actually brings it down to what? Wow, 6,225 pounds. So we lost like nearly 2,000 pounds just by taking the all-wheel drive system off. Well, that works for me. Let's go ahead and make sure that we don't have to redo everything in the drivetrain. Yeah, we will. We will have to redo everything in the drivetrain. And get that new gearbox on. Every time you swap all-wheel drive to rear drive, you need to change all this stuff again, and I always seem to forget that. It's weird. I feel like I always seem to forget that. Hopefully I have enough money to actually do what I want to do with this thing, though. So, next thing we're going for is the power, straight away. Big turbo. 736 horsepower, 1,275 pounds-feet of torque. That's crazy! How much torque can we get this thing to? I was not expecting gains like that. I mean, I was expecting a little bit of a gain, yeah, but I wasn't expecting a gain like that. That is an insane amount of torque. But again, try to think of it relative to the amount of power, the amount of weight this thing is going to have to lug around. New valves, get those all in there. Haven't been checking the torque figure. I mean, I've been checking the horsepower. Over 800 horsepower now, or 802. So I'll be actually very curious to see what happens with the torque figure. New injectors and everything like that. We got a new ECU. And finally, the new air filter, air intake, air filter. And that brings us to, let's see, what does it bring us to? 827 horsepower and 1,434 pounds-feet of torque. So, huge amounts of power. But then again, think about what we're running it in. Because it's not exactly light. Let's just say that right off the bat. It's not exactly light. Let's see what tire compound we have. I'm not even going to upgrade it to streets because we need as little grip as we can. Actually, those are skinnier. That might actually help us out. Those might actually help us out. So we'll go ahead and go with the street tires, actually. For wheels, I'm kind of debating on whether to do, like, some giant rims or what. Like, we could go with the, like, huge giant rim style, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that would work with this thing. I mean, yeah, a lot of people do it, but I'm just not sure if I want to be like everybody else doing these Hummers, or if I want to kind of have my own style to it. Those aren't bad. Like, they aren't terrible, so although we could actually go with these, and or possibly even these. I'm not sure. Possibly even these. Let's see how these particular ones look when you bump up the size a little bit, because you'd need to. Let's see. They go all the way up to 24s. We're not gonna have 20. Well, actually, even 24s look small. You got a ton of rubber left. We might as well. We might as well. Yeah, that looks a little bit crazy, but whatever. I could go with it. I mean, it's a drift Hummer, so like, it might as well be crazy anyway. Now let's go ahead and put a little bit of a tune setup on it, and then test drive it, and see what it's like. Because I'm very curious, very, very, very curious as to see what this thing is, just to see what this thing is like. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to do tire pressure, and I'm also going to do the diff, and that's it, really. I'm going to do that's it, and then I'm going to just do live tuning from there, because I feel like just a baseline tuning setup wouldn't be the best choice for this vehicle. So we're going to go ahead and test it on, because it's a weird vehicle and I don't know how it's going to behave, we're going to do it on the test track, just so we don't have a confined track to follow. We can kind of go anywhere we want and just experience whatever kind of dynamic of this vehicle we want to, and just kind of live tune it on the fly, so that we get a little bit of a, like I said, a baseline idea of what we're going to need to do, because like I said, it's a little bit weird, and also because of the fact that it's a diesel and it's not going to rev very high at all, so I may have to change up my technique a little bit too to drift with this thing. Let's see how it sounds first off, though. It's an interesting sound. I'll say that. It's an interesting sound. Are you kidding me? It keeps stalling. I made you rear-wheel drive for a reason. It redlines everything. Every gear. Alright, let's see if we can do any sort of controlled drifting with this. Wow. I'm actually quite surprised. It's doing it. I'm actually holding a slide. I'm in a Hummer, and I'm actually holding a slide. That's actually pretty insane. I wonder if it'll fit in here. It just barely fits. It just barely fits in here. And yes, it will spin up the rear tires. Come on, then. Let's see what you can do. Oh, God. Oh, God. Bring it back. There we go. After practicing with this thing a bit more, I feel like I would have to take it online. No matter how badly I do with it, I would just have to take this thing online. Just to see, like, almost as a troll vehicle, especially, like, if you go online with this and you beat people in it, then that's, like, the biggest troll you could possibly do with this thing. I mean, yeah, you could go online and just hit people with it, but it would be an even better troll to go online and beat, like, Silvias and BMWs and Supras and everything else in drift competitions with this. It would be absolutely insane. Whoa, is a plane in there? I didn't even realize. I thought this hangar was empty. I am holding an oversteer slide in a Hummer. And into a wall, apparently. Oh, come on. Come on. You're going to spin all the way around on me? Really? Really? And then stall. And stall again. The only way to get it launched is to spin up the rear tires. That's it. Pull it sideways through the door. Yes. Just holding it sideways in fourth gear, it just goes. That was almost a jump drift in a Hummer. How epic would that be? That would be insane. Let's see if I can drift this in third person. I highly doubt it. Not doing too badly, but third person is definitely not my preferred view. I do much better in first person. Oh my God. That was so close. Jeez. And I screwed it up. The power, though, I mean, it's not even the power, it's the torque. The torque is instant. And the fact that that we're redlining at like 3,200 RPM, I think, it feels weird, honestly, for, shipping crates. Yeah, that's not gone well. It's just downforce and body damage, though, so we're good to go. The thing about it is, though, with this super low red line, it's the way you have to shift the... Really? Really? Okay. Okay, we'll go ahead and... Yeah, we'll go ahead and restart that then, because I'm not going to deal with suspension damage. But the thing that you have to pay attention to is the fact that you're going to be shifting a lot. You really are going to be shifting a lot with this thing, because like I said, the power is not... I guess it's not quite suited for the super low revs of this engine. I mean, you're, like I said before, redlining at 3,200 RPMs, which, to be honest, isn't optimal. I mean, yes, it's a diesel engine, you know, I get that. I think everybody gets that. But still, for drifting purposes, it's probably not the best idea. But that actually gives me an idea, though. And the fact that they've added, the fact that they're able to actually put something in Forza with, you know, with a diesel engine, like a Duramax diesel engine, then why not do some drag trucks? You know, like, why not have like, this is a message to Turn 10. Why not have like a DLC with things like, you know, the Silverado Duramax and things like that you could make into these crazy drag trucks? I think that would absolutely be insane. And apparently we're stuck in the restarting screen. That's never happened to me before in Forza, ever. Never, ever happened to me before, but I wasn't planning on doing my outro here, but if you guys enjoyed this drift build, don't forget to leave me a like. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later.